Hi, my name is Nari and I'm a lecturer in higher education at the William Angliss Institute. Today in this masterclass we're going to be focusing on interpretation and its role in conservation in wildlife tourism. Tourism is exciting and many people come to Victoria to experience our fantastic restaurant scene, our cultural calendar, sporting events and most commonly our beautiful fantastic array of wildlife. And that's why we've chosen to collaborate with Zoos Victoria, who have an array of fantastic experiences right here on our back doorstep. Zoos Victoria creates wonderful experiences for people both here in Australia and from around the world. We're going to take another look now at how they offer these experiences and how they promote conservation through interpretation. Our friends at Zoos Victoria have 3 sites, all within close proximity to Melbourne. We have our main Melbourne Zoo, which is just up in Parkville, just north of the city. We have a Werribee Open Range Zoo, as well as Hillsville Sanctuary. We've asked our friends the following questions. What makes the Zoos Victoria experience so special?
Hi, I'm Hayley and I work in the Visitor Services team at Werribee Open Range Zoo. For me, Zoos Victoria are leading the way in transforming what people's traditional ideas are of zoos. I believe we're sharing with people our care for animals and conservation and fighting extinction. And we demonstrate this through our breeding and recovery programs to support critically endangered species. We also provide education and meaningful connections to our visitors. And I think that we inspire others to make a positive impact on the world. By offering experiences, people are able to participate and learn rather than just observe. Our keepers and our visitor engagement team love sharing fun facts and funny little stories about our animals, and then this sparks curiosity in our visitors. I think that experiences are more memorable when there's a connection made between people and wildlife. Our sunset safaris in the warmer months offer dancing and dinner and an evening safari. These are a lot of fun and they're one of my favourite things to work on as well. We also offer special experiences like slumber safaris where you get to sleep overnight at the zoo. We have lots of different encounters where you get to be guided by a keeper behind the scenes to learn more about particular animals. And one of the benefits of offering all these different immersive experiences is that it means that every visit to the zoo can be unique and visitors want to return again and again because it can be a different experience each time. Zoos Victoria are very proud to have global partners, and for us at Werribee, we are particularly proud to be partnered with Rhino Fund Uganda. They are doing critically important work to protect and conserve Ugandan wildlife. Our safari guides really enjoy sharing stories about white rhinos, and they love to speak about the incredible work Rhino Fund Uganda do to protect rhinos out in the wild.
My name is Donna Patterson. I'm the Events and Tourism Coordinator out at Hillsville Sanctuary, and I've been doing that job now for just over 2 years, and it's the most amazing job I could ever want. It's local to me. I'm a Yarra Valley girl. I've worked in events and tourism both internationally and locally for a very long time. I'm very lucky to work in the job I've got at Hillsville Sanctuary, creating these amazing experiences for visitors to connect with wildlife. At Hillsville Sanctuary, we just have Australian native wildlife, so in terms of attracting an international market, we get lots of international visitors, so it's a really great place where people can come and experience Australian native wildlife close up. So the sanctuary itself started back in 1934, and it started as the Colin Mackenzie Sanctuary, and it was just this one man who had a vision to create a sanctuary for native wildlife, but also a place where people can come and enjoy it and connect with it. So it's obviously now known as Hillsville Sanctuary, and it's such a loved place. People always telling us stories about when they were there as kids, and then now they bring in their own kids, they bring international visitors. So it's a very, very much part of the DNA of Victoria, I think. So in terms of visitor demographics, we get close to 500,000 visitors a year at Hillsville Sanctuary, so it's very substantial. We are one of the region's most travelled to destinations. So most of our visitors, we do have a very strong membership base, so most of our visitors are locals. But saying that, we do get a lot of international visitors as well. And most of those markets are America, the UK and China. They're probably the three most international markets that come to Hillsville Sanctuary. And in terms of domestic visitors, we do get a high proportion from New South Wales, and that's probably followed by Queensland. So when visitors do come out to Hillsville Sanctuary, there's lots of things that they can do aside from just walking around and looking at the animals. Included in their admission are keeper talks, so all of our visitors are welcome to come and listen into those. It's a really great opportunity to speak to a keeper firsthand and ask any questions that might be niggling. We also have a Spirits of the Sky show, which is an amazing presentation of our beautiful Australian native birds, so from parrots to wedge-tailed eagles and everything in between. It's definitely something that everyone reports back on as a must-see. If people wanted a bit more of an immersive experience, we do have close-up encounters, which are available at an additional cost, and that's like a small group of people who get to go behind the scenes, in a sense, to see our kangaroos, our koalas, our echidnas and our dingoes up close. And they're really almost like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so they're a really great add-on. And then if you wanted something even more personalised, you could join and take part in our VIP sanctuary experience, which is essentially you get your very own ranger who takes you through the sanctuary, lets you know all the inside details, all the secrets, and you do get access as well to these iconic close-up encounters as well. So when we create a unique wildlife experience for international visitors, I guess essentially we first think of the welfare of our animals. So we don't engage our animals to do anything that they wouldn't naturally do, and we always give them choice. There's some of our local wildlife now, some self-crested cockatoos flying over. So when we create a wildlife experience, they're pretty much based on the behavioural biology, the individual animal requirements. We try to incorporate a conservation message, and it's also based on visitor appetite. So we wouldn't try and create an experience that we think is amazing, but visitors, they might not like to have a close-up experience with a spider or something like that. So we always look at what visitors are after as well. So obviously things like kangaroos, koalas, those iconic Australian animals are really great for our international and local visitors too. And how does Hillsville Sanctuary collaborate with the local community? Being in the Yarra Valley, we are part of regional Victoria. As the events and tourism coordinator, a big part of my job is to represent the sanctuary at regional tourism networking events. I also work really closely with the Yarra Ranges Tourism. Just to finish off, my favourite animal at Hillsville Sanctuary is the echidna. So there is a close-up encounter you can do with an echidna at Hillsville Sanctuary. They are absolutely adorable. They're very shy. They are incredible egg-laying mammals. Their little feet face backwards. They're just very adorable, and if anyone does the echidna experience, they will just go away thinking they are the most cutest animals around. So thanks for your time, and I hope I've answered some of your questions. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sue Yinch and I am the Animal Behaviour Specialist at Zoos Victoria. I've been working for Zoos Victoria for about 12 years now. We are a justified, humane and effective zoo-based conservation organisation that fights for a future rich in wildlife. Zoos Victoria is made up of 3 properties: Hillsville Sanctuary, Werribee Open Range Zoo and Melbourne Zoo. Melbourne Zoo is found 4 kilometres north of the Melbourne CBD, and it's Australia's oldest zoo. There are over 300 different species of animal found both here in Australia and overseas. Zoos Victoria is dedicated to the well-being of all animals, so we use just, humane and effective decision-making to ensure that we are caring for not only the welfare of the animals in our care, but also promoting the well-being of all wild animals. Zoos Victoria has a range of opportunities for our visitors and the general community to engage with our programs and to be encouraged to take action for conservation. That may be through engaging with our community conservation campaigns when they visit on site, or it might be through one of our school programs where they learn about our conservation and the care of wild places through our Fighting Extinction Schools program. Or it may be a visitor who's coming to one of our on-site events, whether it be to enjoy a glass of wine or to enjoy a live show, and at the same time learn more about our conservation work. Zoos Victoria has a range of behaviour change conservation campaigns. One example is Blow Bubbles, Not Balloons. That campaign kind of speaks for itself, where we're encouraging people to reconsider the use of helium balloons and use bubbles instead, and by doing so, significantly improve the fate of our seawater birds. My favourite wildlife experience at Melbourne Zoo would have to be the encounter with the tigers, because you get a range of experiences. Not only do you get to see the tigers up close, but you also get to meet the keepers and understand all the work that goes into looking after the tigers. Get to go out into the display and see everything from a different perspective and provide some enrichment for the tigers. And then get to see them interacting with those enrichment items is pretty fun. And you can't help but feel a sense of awe when you're that close to such a beautiful animal.
We hope you've enjoyed our session. Here at Anglers, we're focused on industry collaboration, all the way from our certificates through to our degrees. If you'd like to find out any more about our courses, please visit us at anglers.edu.au.